So for the first 20 minutes of this episode, I felt like I was going to check out. And then, again, it amazed me. Hi, my name is Michael S. Garner. I do comic book, movie, and TV show related reactions and thoughts and everything like that. And today we are talking about WandaVision, episode 6. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about this time. I didn't think I was going to have to talk about a lot, but there's a lot on my mind. I'm not one of those people who's going to do videos, like hour-long videos of WandaVision, because I honestly believe that I do not want to overthink this. And I think that a lot of people who have posted long videos, and I understand there's an audience for that, that they're overthinking it. And but this video, I'm going to actually say there are a lot of theories out there that I believe may possibly happen now after this episode, and which kind of shocked me towards the end. I was like, what? I mean, they're going big now. As of the end of this episode, they're going big. So, of course, I thought it was cute when we had the two kids, Tommy and Billy, I believe his name is. We had the two kids, and they were actually dressed in their future costumes, if you don't know, when they become young Avengers, at least in the comic books anyway, Wiccan and Speed. When I saw them in the costumes and Quicksilver got the costumes for the kids, I'm like, oh my god, that's so cute. They look like, they look like what they're gonna look like in the future and everything like that. I didn't think that within this episode we would actually see them have powers. I was kind of like, whoa, we're fast tracking it right now. After all this crap, we're fast tracking it. I thought it was really cute when Vision was basically trying to actually hide the fact that he knows everything that's going on still, and he's just trying to get away from Wanda so that he can find out exactly what's going on in the town. And the fact that when he dressed up as his original Vision costume in the comic book, but a lot of people are like, oh, wait, I just want to mention something. A lot of people I've seen say stuff like, oh god, that's the reason why these costumes would never look right in live action. The only thing that I want to argue against that is that these costumes are purposely made to look like Halloween. So you got the cape on with a little tie and everything like that, and it's not as form-fitting as it should be. I mean, I do believe that if you took those costumes from the comic books and you muted them down and you put them out there, it would have been fine. But this is a new day and age and everything like that. But I know that they're making fun of it, but I was you could have done those costumes and made them work. But getting away from that part, when he came down and said that he was a Mexican wrestler, I laughed my ass off. Because he literally had the jogging shorts and everything like that on. But it's very clear, though. You can see Paul Bettany's physique is not what Vision really is. I mean, you always knew that Vision, in the movies and everything like that, he was padded down, or they made the suit, form out to make it look like he had a muscle structure and everything like that. And Paul Bettany, who plays Vision, he doesn't have that muscle structure. And it was very apparent in the Halloween costume that he had before changing into the real Vision costume. I was shocked right in the beginning of this episode when they did the 90s montage thing. The 90s theme opening for the TV show, because that's where it seems like the TV show is placed in the 90s now. We went through the 60s, 70s and 80s, and now we're kind of in the 90s, it seems. And this is when in the 90s is when I kind of checked out of most sitcoms and everything like that. There were a few that I watched, but they're far in between. Just the major ones like Frasier and all that stuff like that. But at the beginning of this episode, when they showed Quicksilver running, I keep saying Quicksilver, I'm just going to refer to him as Quicksilver, Pietro every once in a while. When he was running, I was like, okay, so we're here. He is Quicksilver. And they actually made that reference in the beginning. Well, they actually did the history thing where you actually saw Quicksilver die in Age of Ultron, which is Aaron Taylor Johnson, which I was kind of surprised that they showed that. So this is where I start to get a little bit confused. I started to come to the conclusion maybe it is just the nightmare thing. It's because she's every single time she sees something, it just seems to be the nightmare version, like Vision dead, Quicksilver with gunshot wounds in him, but it's this Quicksilver. It's not Aaron Taylor Johnson. This is where I'm starting to believe all those theories out there about Mephisto being behind this, Marvel's version of the devil, or somebody more darker, because in the comic books, he basically was a part of the creation of the kids and everything like that. And in this episode, Quicksilver does say something when they're on the street and they're doing their trick-or-treating thing and everything like that, and they make it all funny and everything. Well, at least they try to make it all funny. He does say, "Go, my little demons," and it's like, whoa, another reference to to hell. Another reference in a Marvel Disney TV show, which I kind of find odd, because I'm one of those people, just to give you my opinion on this, I don't believe that they would introduce the devil or any incarnation of the devil in a Marvel Disney TV show, let alone movie. But it seems to be leaning towards that way. What if he's not Quicksilver? What if he is Mephisto? Or what if he's being controlled by Mephisto to get into that area? It's just like, at this point, I just hope it doesn't turn out to be like a Lost. I know there are a lot of fans out there of Lost. When Lost first came on the air, the first thing that I thought was, this is a pile of bullcrap and you're making it up as you go along. And I don't want to think that about the MCU. Because, yeah, granted, I'm more of a DC person, but like, I do like the MCU and how they constructed it. And the one thing I do like about it is that they have consistency. And they think about all the things that have happened in the past and they take all that stuff into consideration. And to have this be so involved, like, they have to have a concrete plan. And I believe that they do. I just put the Lost reference in there because it's like, I don't want it to be like a Lost where we just don't know what we're doing. Going to Monica Rambeau. Oh gosh. I said this in my prior videos about WandaVision. When she got ejected from Wanda's town of Westview, I kept saying, I'm like, please don't let this be how Monica Rambeau gets her powers. Because she eventually becomes Ms. Marvel or Captain Marvel, whatever you want to call her. And she has the powers of light and all this stuff. I'm not going to go into her power set. And I was like, please don't let this be how she gets her powers. Because the first thing I thought when she got thrown out, and I'm just repeating myself from a previous video, is that Wanda threw her out of Westview. She went smashing through so much stuff. She would have been dead. And I kept saying, either she just threw her out there, everything like that, or she actually protected her in a cocoon. And they referenced that in the last episode. It's like, oh, Wanda protected me and everything like that. And I said that in the beginning, like she had to protect her because she was glowing when she hit the ground. But that protection, did that protection do something to her? And we saw in the other episode, she had like a scan done to her and like they couldn't show any of like her x-rays and everything like that. And it looks like now, since her cellular structure that Darcy finds out, has been completely altered and everything like that, it looks like, yes, she got her powers from Wanda. I thought it was cool that we got to see Jimmy Woo, Wendell Parks, and Monica Rambeau actually like fight some people. I was like, oh yeah, he did a pretty good job. Like I was actually kind of convinced that he was doing really good fighting in this episode. But the one problem I really had with that was that the first thing I thought about, I'm like, wait, there are people behind you. Like if you look in the background, you can see people clearly right there. Like, they see you beating the crap out of these soldiers, and then you put them in, like, a truck and everything like that to hide them. I'm like, what? And it took so long for the director of the director of Sword, to find out where Darcy was and everything like that. I'm like, you didn't know that they were missing? Like, they didn't report back in? Like, the guards who were taking them to where they're supposed to go? That was kind of funny to me. I'm like, really? Okay, I know everybody had to notice this. When Monica kept saying that we're going to go out there, we're going to find my guy over the ridge, I was like, what? So who's helping Monica? Who is this person who's helping her? And a lot of people have the theory, it's like, oh my god, it's Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four because Marvel now owns those characters. I don't know, but I am curious. Who is that person over the ridge? Who is it going to be? What if it's Captain Marvel? Oh god, all you Brie Larson fans will be so happy. When Monica had the confrontation with the leader of Sword, I was really thrown back because, yeah, she gave him a couple of, like, she basically word smacked him when she said that he's been a coward these past 5 years that Monica has been away. But when he made that reference to her mother in rebuttal, I was like, whoa, is he Mephisto? Because is he the devil? Because that was harsh. And I didn't expect that to come from him. Like, he's going from like 1 to 100 right now. Did anybody notice that on the street, when Wanda was talking to Pietro and everything like that, and he took the kids and they basically did this whole like super speed thing where they ran around and grabbed all the candy from everybody and stole it. Did you notice that he said to the kids, kick ass, right? And he was playing around with the kids and they ran away. And then Wanda's like, oh, kick ass. The first thing I thought, I was like, are you making reference to Aaron Taylor Johnson as kick ass? Are you making this reference? I'm like, well, we're getting in the weeds right now. And once again, we find out that Herb, her neighbor, knows kind of what's going on, too. he's a person who can break through the barrier just a little bit. Because he did the exact same thing that Agnes did in a prior episode where she stopped everything when she was talking to Wanda and Vision. And it was like, oh, wait, do you want to take this over again? Like they knew they were in a TV show? And Herb seemed to be the same way. And it was the exact same fear that Agnes had before. So I'm like, who is Herb? Who is Herb in real life? And I don't see that question being like thrown around too much. I was like, who is he? Everybody thinks that Agnes may be Agatha in the comic books, which is a witch and everything like that, which I still believe is true. I do believe that that's who she probably is, and that she didn't have the power to break out of this because Wanda was so powerful. Maybe she tried to help Wanda in the beginning, but it just didn't work at all. But who is Herb? Who is he? Another thing that's starting to confuse me is that they're really confusing the part of like who Pietro Quicksilver is. I keep saying it that way because I don't know how else to say it, because like he seems to know so much but know so little at the exact same time. He's like, oh yeah, I remember when I was shot on the street and everything like that. And he said it so nonchalantly. And that's the reason why he came to help her. As soon as he knew that she needed help, he came here to help her. He knows so much but so little about like where he's from. And I don't know if he's acting, if he is Mephisto or not, or if he really is Quicksilver but from another world. But he wasn't the one who had the gunshots. Aaron Taylor Johnson's Quicksilver had that. And that's where I'm really confused. I'm like, what are they trying to make him? Are they going to try to make him a hybrid of the two? Like they can combine those two universes into one Quicksilver? I don't know. And it was shocking when he said that thing about Vision. It's like, oh, what about your dead boyfriend? It's okay. He came back. He's going to come back twice, whatever. And then she just shot him. I was shocked. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. And she just didn't want to hear it anymore. Just when they were having a moment where, prior to that, where like she was getting to know him and she started to trust him. Even despite the fact throughout this whole episode, she was trying to figure out who he was. And he even caught her on that. I mean, all this stuff was just like, it was really shocking to me that this is how this is going to go down. And once again, in the previous episodes, I had said that why do they have Vision's body when they show the footage of Wanda breaking into S.W.O.R.D. and grabbing Vision's body, why was Vision's body ripped apart like they were dissecting it? And it seems to be true. It seems to be S.W.O.R.D. is trying to track Vision. I don't know. Maybe they're going to make an army of Visions. I have no idea what they're trying to do. But it was very curious. And like now that we have found out that he literally was tracking Vision, he wasn't tracking Wanda. He was tracking Vision in this world. So it just leads me to believe, I'm like, what is going on there? What does the director want with Vision? Is he trying to create his own army so they can go against, oh my god, if they do like the DC comic thing where we have Omax, the Omax versus like the DC universe, but we're gonna have the Visions versus like the Marvel universe, that would be kind of cool, but I just hope they don't do that. And lastly, well, one of the last things I'm gonna say right now, at the very end, when Vision was walking out of the barrier and everything like that, by the way, when Vision was breaking and walking out this barrier, the first thing I thought was like, why doesn't he try to phase out of the barrier instead of walking through it? Because obviously it seems to be a little difficult. He has the ability to phase. He is John Jones in the DC comic book universe, but he could just phase through the force field. Did he ever think of doing that? Because it's not like he hasn't had precedence in doing that. We just saw it in this episode when they did the whole theme montage thing in the beginning, where he was sitting on the couch and then the kids like knocked the paper out of his hand and then he phased through the couch. So like, why didn't he just phase through that wall instead of walking through it? I know it's more dramatic if he walks through it, and then we find out, everything like his pieces are getting thrown back in because he can't seem to survive outside this world unless he's within Wanda's frame. But I thought it was really cool when Wiccan, we're going to call him Wiccan now, we're going to call the kid Wiccan, when he sensed that his dad was in danger. And for some reason, Wanda couldn't sense that. But I keep saying, like, I really think it's because Wanda's trying to do too much at once. She has all this power and it's maturing, but she's trying to do too much at once. And she can't concentrate on everything. She just lets it become what it is and lets it flow. She puts the rules of the universe there, but she can't control every nut, asset, and everything of it. Let me put it like this. It's like the Jim Carrey movie, God Almighty, or whatever I think it was called, Joe Almighty. And when he was God, and he had the powers of God and everything like that, he wasn't controlling every nuance of everybody's life. The rules were set there for creation, But then after that, it's just the little nudges after that. So I feel the same way with Wanda. Like, she creates this entire world, but she can't create every single little, she can't rule every single little thing that happens in it. So when she found out about this, she found out that Wiccan was sensing a vision that was there. It was just, I love how she actually switches from TV version of herself to the Wanda that we knew. And she's just like with her kid, it's just like, where is he? Tell me where he is. I don't know why she didn't say, but tell me where he is. And at that point, I'm like, what is she going to do? What is she going to do? And as soon as she like stopped everybody in their tracks with her powers, I thought that she was just going to fly right up like Superman and like go over and grab Vision and go outside the thing. I did not expect her to expand the barrier. And that shocked me. I'm like, what? We're going to expand the barrier? And just like how it just like waves over the whole city and everything like that. That was another shocker. This episode had so many like jaw-dropping moments for me. And I'll tell you the truth. I watched this episode 3 times before going to bed last night. Because I was entertained a lot by this episode. I'm like, what the hell is going to happen next? And there are a lot of other little things that I can go off on, but I am trying not to make this video long. So I'm just going to go into the one other thing that I just want to mention. I want to see what Darcy looks like inside of Westview now. The fact that she was handcuffed to the truck, or the Jeep or whatever it was, and the fact that the wave went over her and now she's caught in Westview. I really want to see what the version of her is going to be like in a sitcom, because she is from a sitcom. It's Two Broke Girls. But it wasn't something that was something in the 2000s. It wasn't something that was in the 90s. But maybe when we go back into that world, it will be in the 2000s. What if she's dressed up as Two Broke Girls? What if she has like that diner waitress outfit on? I'm going to laugh my ass off if they do that. And I actually do want to see that. That's one of the biggest things I want to see. I want to see what Darcy looks like in this world. So, once again, my name is Michael Escar, and I do comic book related TV shows and movie reactions and thoughts. And those are my thoughts on this episode of WandaVision. I'll probably have to drop another video or something like that if I think of anything else. There's a lot of things that I left out on purpose because I thought that they were smaller things, but those are kind of the bigger things I just wanted to go off on. And I do have to say that the show is surprising me every second. God, so I can't wait until next week's episode. So until then, just to let you also know that I actually do write and draw my own original online comic book, and I do everything. It's called Visions of the New, which you can see at magicloud.com. You can get a printed version there. You can look at the preview, see if you like it or anything like that. And I greatly appreciate it if you just take a look. And also, if you have any comments or anything like that on some of the theories and everything that I said in this video, just write them down below or share this video. And until next time, I can't wait till next week now. But until next time, I hope you guys have a great day.